Did you just hear that?
Yes.
What's happening down there?
I don't know.
Like there's like wind outside.
It's like super crazy.
Dogs are doing something down there. We just had like some sort of cop situation right outside in front of our house, which at first, what you thought there was some sort of standoff because there were like 6 cops.
Listen, there were 3 cop cars. They were all on one side of the car, staring at a house across the street. Like they didn't have guns drawn, but they definitely had their hands on their guns.
Yeah, at least one of them did. Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't know what was happening. Turns out some domestic situation. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, there was a guy that got arrested though. So
they did arrest the neighbor across the street.
But no, it was like the boyfriend. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody got taken out in cuffs, and we're like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to us in like 3 months.
I know. Well, I'm like this to my Wilson over the fence.
Happened to us. Anyway, yeah. Sunday Live Haul. What's happening, everybody? I'm Katie. This is Vicki. This is your first time here. AKA Victoria, when she wants to be taken seriously as a young woman in the world of mortgage brokers. Her name is Victoria.
Back when I was young.
AKA Nosy Neighbor, AKA my fiance. This is Sunday Live Haul. We took last week off. We are back. We are back. And you even have some hard goods.
I do.
You've got a couple of you've got some hard goods. I've got t-shirts.
I'm reading the chat there. Some people are like, somebody was saying, bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Sandy, you've been to our house. Our neighborhood is not sketchy.
You know what? For it not being a sketchy neighborhood, we've had our share. Like, what was it, like a couple of years ago when all of a sudden there were like cops in our backyard with like semi-automatic weapons. And, and we were like,
we had SWAT in the backyard.
They came and knocked on our door like after they were already in our backyard. And we're like, yeah, maybe like let us know that you're bringing your SWAT team onto our property, but whatever. It was a little weird. There was somebody they were trying to arrest in the house on the other side of us, and anyway, so
that was
crazy.
That was pretty sketchy too.
Generally, we're actually in a pretty nice neighborhood, and we don't have these kinds of issues, but it was pretty crazy.
You never know.
You never know, Victoria.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
That's a nice look.
What's your name?
I hope
Victoria.
I hope somebody freezes the screen with you making that face.
Did you say frizzes the screen?
Mrs. Kravitz, yes. I was going to say, I said to Katie, I said I was just being a ficanaz. Does anybody know what that means? If Rick Dort is in the chat, Mr. Italiano, I'm betting he would know what it is. But
yeah, probably. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome back to us. We took last week off, but we're back this week, and I think we've got some pretty cool stuff. I've got some cool pieces that I definitely paid up a bit for, I'll tell you that. But yeah, we did a lot of sourcing this last week. You have been getting into the groove of making yourself go out on your own and hit lots of thrift stores, and that's been doing well for you.
Yeah, I'm still not crazy about it. Sourcing for me is not as fun as it used to be, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
we'll get there. I really, really love going on our sourcing road trips, and we can just do 2 or 3 weeks of sourcing in like 2 or 3 days. That is awesome for me.
Which is tough right now because everything it's like we have to figure out, okay, where are we going to go sourcing, and is stuff going to be open, and is it really safe? And now we're talking about going to Utah, and then you got to deal with the Sunday nothing being open. We usually like to go leave first thing Friday morning, so we don't have to do any we don't have to extend our handling time or anything. But it's like if we go to Utah, most likely we can't shop anywhere on Sunday, so we might have to do it differently. But yeah, it's just man.
Well, and Utah is starting to crack down a little bit because they have had more cases happening, just like us. I mean, California just shut down the bars again. We have been following the same path as California, Arizona, and Utah. We have this 4 or 5 state, and Washington, with this 4 or 5 state Western pact with as far as COVID response and things like that. So we're open. We're partially open here in Vegas. We did just make masks mandatory just this past week. I have a feeling that things are going to shut down a little bit again if we follow like California. Although our cases have been on the rise, the level of people in the hospitals has not increased very much here. So we're still fairly safe considering a lot of tourists are coming in still.
It's tough because we're right next door to Arizona, and their numbers have been shooting up. And so I think there's concern about, I think that's part of the mandatory mask thing, is concern about people coming from other states like California and Arizona that are seeing a lot higher numbers, and having them come here to our casinos, and we're, like you said, it's a tourist place.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
It's been a little bit strange. And Christine, I'm really glad to see you in the chat, honey. She's usually very quiet. She watches after. She doesn't usually watch while we're live, and I've never really.
So you're calling attention to her?
Calling attention to her.
Come on, she's trying to be on the down low here. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, it's funny. I mean, everything we've had to adjust over the last few months, and I know when we first went to lockdown, it was hard for us to adjust, just not being able to go out and source with not having any kind of death piles and stuff like that. So it's been like constant adjustment, but it's been really interesting to see how different people and different sellers have changed the way they do things to kind of meet the different needs there are now. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, I actually put a link down in the chat or in the description of this video. So, the streetwear community on Instagram is really huge. And I've been slacking big time over the last probably 4 or 5 months and not posting my Instagram. I'm getting back into it. But one of the guys on Instagram, his name is Chris, but his Instagram is at 1980 something co. And I've linked his Instagram down below. And he's got like 65,000 followers. I'm pretty sure, I don't think he lists on any platforms. I think he just has his Shopify account, which is what a lot of these streetwear guys do. It's all about showing stuff on Instagram, and they have a Shopify account where they do drops and stuff. But he's like a big flea market guy, and I believe he's in California. And, their big flea market there is the Rose Bowl that would happen every month there. And the streetwear guys, particularly in California, that's like their big place to go and source and sell. And when the lockdown happened, what I think is awesome is that he came up with this really cool idea of doing a virtual flea market. And it's a lot of work for him. It's like all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I was watching it today, and like a couple hours later, she comes back and I'm still watching it. She's like, "You're still watching this?" And I'm like, it's like all day. But it's really cool because what he does is he goes live on his Instagram channel, and then he has like scheduled out slots, and he has other sellers come on, and they join him on the live channel. And they show their stuff, and they do auctions, and they do single sales. You guys should go check it out, because I just think it's a really cool way of addressing like not being able to go to flea markets, because the Rose Bowl shut down for at least a year. But Barry, our buddy Afro Vintage, convinced me to sign up for the raffle to try to get a slot for July, and I got in. So I'm going to be doing that. But you guys should check out the channel and see what he does, because it's really, really cool. And that's going to give me a chance to hopefully get more people following me on Instagram so that I can sell on there as well. So I don't know, kind of cool. I'll tell you more about it when we get closer to it, like what day and time, so you guys can come watch me and not buy anything, because it'll be probably more expensive than anyone would want to spend. But I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I don't know.
A lot of people talking about, whether they've been going out and sourcing or not. We've been sourcing. We've been very careful sourcing. We actually took a trip to Arizona for a few days, but we were very careful, and that was 3 weeks ago, and nothing has happened to us. So I would assume that we were in and out of Arizona without getting sick. So we've been real careful, and I think it's all about just mitigating that risk. And we have to source for a living. That's what we do. So we just have to do it responsibly and carefully. And, whether that means wearing a mask for you or not, just or washing your hands a million times or sourcing online or whatever it may be. We've all had to adapt and change for our businesses recently.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Teresa, thanks for joining us, Teresa. She said, cool idea. You're going to make millions. I don't know about that, but my goal, like, I want to try and make it happen. Like, I want to see if I can get like $1,000 in sales. I'm going to have an hour because I paid for my spot, and I'm gonna have an hour to be on this channel with them.
Oh, I think you can do it.
So I want to see if I can
be able to do it. $1,000 in an hour.
Yeah, I want to see. I've been watching, because I'm kind of trying to see like how the other guys do it, and get ideas of how I want to do it. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, you can go on his channel. If you look at his IGTV, he puts the videos that he did live. He puts the recorded versions on there, so you can look. But he's still going today. I think he goes until like late afternoon. So after the show,
I find it like watching paint dry.
I think it's fun. Here's the other thing, guys. For those of you who obviously aren't going to go buy stuff, it's a good way to learn more about streetwear and see what people are excited about, because people are like bidding or they're talking about what's cool. So it's a really good way to kind of get an idea of like what to look for when you're out thrifting. So it's just whatever.
That's true. That's true. Adrienne is in grandma heaven. She says she's bonding with her brand new baby granddaughter. I think I saw granddaughter, not grandson, right? granddaughter. So awesome. I'm glad everybody is having a good weekend. I hope you're all having good weekends.
Why are you over here drawing little doodles?
I'm doodling.
Do you want to take a nap?
What does that have to do with me taking a nap?
I don't know, because people are usually doodling when they're bored. Can we talk about what's happening with your leprosy?
Listen. So you guys might have seen how Katie and I both got pretty sunburned exactly 2 weeks ago tomorrow when we went to hang out at the pool for my birthday. Well, as a result of that lobstering.
Oh, you got real burnt.
I am quite peely.
She's peeling everywhere.
I'm leaving little pieces of skin all over the place. It's pretty gross.
Well, she kept trying to she was going crazy, lotioning every day. And I'm like, I hope you realize, you're not going to be able to lotion your dead skin back to life again.
Listen.
She was full of a lot of hope.
I don't even know if you can see, you can't, but I'm even peeling, the back of my hands were peeling. So gross. Anyway, so
Jamie, the Instagram account, it's in the description down below, so just check it out. But what are you clicking on?
I was going to click on this one. So just wanted to know, I look forward to every week. You two make my week for an hour in my life. I don't think about the chaos. Yeah, NYC has been pretty rough, and thank you for watching, and for hopefully we make you laugh and not pay much attention to the rest of the world for a little bit. You know, I can't even imagine. I have some very good friends that live in New York and around New York City, and a couple that are working on COVID units and have been for the past 4 months straight. So I can't even imagine. So I'm just glad that you are still happy and healthy and still with us. And, you know, at some point we're going to be on the other side of this, right? You know, that's all we can say.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to get into the show. And for anybody who is here for the first time for Sunday Live Haul, we break it up into 3 parts. The first part, we go over our real numbers. And we watch my journey week to week, where I tried desperately to beat Vicki with her numbers. And a couple of times recently, I've come real close. I've been real excited, especially because she talks about how terrible her sales are. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be this week. I'm going to do it, which is kind of sad that I have to wait for your sales to be terrible to be able to beat you. But whatever, it is what it is. I'll take it when I can get it. But anyway, this week, we were convinced I was going to beat her. Didn't happen, guys. Did not happen. Once again, I am left behind, eating her dust. It's pretty embarrassing. Sorry. Well, not really, but anyway, I try though. It's going to happen someday. But anyway, so we go over our real numbers. Then the second part of our show, the middle of our show, we look at some of the highlights of the things that we sold over the last week, stuff that we were excited that sold. And then the third part is when we go into our haul, and we do have a haul today, and you have a number of hard goods that
I have some pretty cool, fun stuff, fun things, I think.
And then that's going to be pretty much our show. But man, it's been a rough weekend, huh? As far as sales go.
Oh my God. So for the week, I don't know about you guys, you know, but everybody talks about the summer slowdown. It is definitely a real thing. It does slow down in the summer. Last year, it didn't hit me. This year, the past 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, yeah. But normally I ship around 20 to 25 items on a Monday. My goal is, you know, a slow weekend. I have $1,000 in sales on a weekend. I haven't even hit $300 in sales yet for the weekend. I have 5 things to ship tomorrow. Instead of 20 to 25. So yeah, you know.
Hey, look, it's Kimothy. I'm glad that Kimberly, I'm glad you've embraced my renaming you. She says this is her favorite show. I got my first grandchild yesterday, by the way. What?
Congratulations.
That's very exciting. Very, very exciting.
That's an awesome weekend.
Very exciting. That's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm ready for grandbabies. My daughter, not so much, but I am, you know. If she would just get on it. She's so selfish.
Very glad. Thank you so much. Yeah, but speaking of like slower sales and stuff like that, one thing I will say is like I think it's a testament to how both of our businesses have grown over the last couple of years, that like the weeks when we're bitching about how terrible our sales are, the numbers are actually pretty good. Like like to each of us, the numbers we have now that we consider slow numbers would have been good weeks for us. So I do want to say, like, you know, we get that for some people, they're going to look at our numbers when we're complaining about slow sales, and you're going to think like, oh, I only wish that I had numbers like that. And it, you know, it's been years of hard work on both of our parts, and it's growth over time. But now, you know, sales that would have been amazing to us, we're like, oh, it's really slowed down the last couple of weeks.
It's true. It's true. I didn't want to sound ungrateful in that way, but yeah, we both worked hard to get to the point where it does feel like a slow week when the sales are what they are.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. And we'll look at my numbers first. So this is ending yesterday. We go from Sunday to Saturday when we show our. So I had 33 outgoing eBay orders, 32, sorry. One thing I noticed this week is for some reason, like a lot of my really lower priced, like old inventory that's like, priced in the 20s, which, all my stuff now is much higher priced stuff. But I sold a lot of like stuff like $20, $25. So it like brought down my average sale price, but it's old inventory that I'm like happy to get out the door. So I'm not really sure why that's like getting so much activity right now, but just this last week I've had a bunch of them sell. And then Etsy and Grailed, 7 orders between those two. So total of 39 outgoing orders. So my eBay gross sales were actually okay, $1,965.94. I like to try to hit 2,000. So I was pretty close to that. But the thing is,
you can't round up, remember?
I know. My Etsy like crash and burn this week. It's crazy. Like my Etsy, I had 7 sales total to Etsy and Grailed. Only 3 of those were Etsy. My Etsy was like, I did like $150 on Etsy and, or maybe not even 100, like a little, I don't know, $150. And then like 50 of that was my, my promoted listings thing.
Ooh.
So it's like I made like $5 this week after fees and everything. My sales, it's just, Etsy, like a few weeks ago, my 30 days on Etsy was at like $3,500. Now it's at like $1,800. So it has taken like a huge nosedive. I don't know what the deal is. Grailed, I didn't do all that much better, but my Grailed is relatively new. So anyway, $370.47 between Etsy and Grailed. So my total, $2,336.41. So actually not bad in the middle of June, end of June. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. My shipping, $169.87. My promotion fees, almost $100 on eBay for my fees. So a lot of stuff sold through promoted listings. So $145.31. You can see the fees breakdown there. My cost of goods, always on the higher side, $330. So my total net sales after costs, $1,421.97. And then my gross average sale price there, my ASP, $59.91. So you guys know I try to keep it above 60. But like I said, I blew out some really low price stuff that I wouldn't even look at. I wouldn't even sneeze at now to pick up at a thrift store.
Sneeze at it?
Wouldn't even sneeze at it. So
that seems excessive.
Well, and so my net average sale price, $36.46.
Woo.
I see over in the chat, one heck of a thrifter did a $5 super sticker.
I don't know. Do you do super chats for super stickers? You need to do something different.
You want me to be like sticker. Super sticker? I mean, what would that be? How would I do?
That's gross. Don't do that. Never mind. Never mind. I take it back.
I won't do a song, but I will say this: one heck of a thrifter. You should totally go check out her Instagram. Always cool stuff. Awesome streetwear stuff. I don't know if you finally made the plunge into eBay. I know I've been harassing you for a long time.
I know she's does a lot of Macari and offer up and stuff like that. But girl, if you're not on eBay yet, I don't know. I'm going to have to drive to New Jersey. I think you're New Jersey, right?
Or is it North Carolina? It's NC.
No, I think she's New Jersey.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was New Jersey.
All right, you have to quit. You have to quit doodling because you're distracting me and driving me crazy. Just saying. Victoria. Anyway, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Vicki appreciates it as well. And would you like to go over your numbers where you beat me once again?
I did beat you once again. And this was not a great week, but I have to say, see, she said no, she's in Jersey. Yeah, see, I knew. I sent her something in New Jersey.
That's right. That's right.
Jeez. Anyway, 32 on eBay, 18 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari, and I had 2 private sales. So I had a total of 50 outgoing orders. I did $1,545 on eBay, which was pretty crappy.
Yeah, see, your eBay was definitely weak. But
my eBay was really, really low. But between Etsy, Posh, Macari, and private sales, I did $1,140. So it was a total of $2,685, just under $2,685. $219 in shipping. $20 in promoted listing fees. I didn't have any promoted listing fees on Etsy. eBay final value fees $295, Etsy fees $102.59, total cost $636 and change. My cost of goods was relatively low this week. 166, which gave me a really good net of almost 1,900. So even though I had a pretty crappy week on eBay, I still ended up with a very good net of almost 1,900 for the week. Average sale price $53.70. It's come down a little bit because I did have an awful lot of real small offers and sales on Posh that I was just blowing out some stuff. So
yeah,
that's it. Net ASP just about $38, $37.64.
Rude.
Not too bad.
So your net was almost 1,900. My net was barely over 1,400. Now you did have a couple. I'm going to take this off the screen. You did have a couple of private sales that really pushed you over, and I would like to say that I may have helped you make your biggest sale of the week.
You did.
I did give you an assist. I just want to say
you did.
And the other item that you sold through private sale, I talked you into picking up. You were going to leave it behind. So really, I sabotaged myself this week, you guys. I sabotaged myself.
Yes, I would be nothing without you.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that potentially my efforts contributed to the fact that you beat me again. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I would have just been selfish and left you to your own devices, mm-hmm. maybe I would have made it this week. So it doesn't always pay to be helpful for me.
I see how she is. But she's not bitter.
No, I'm not. Hey, it's way more fun if I get real salty about it. So Noelle, 2020 super chat. What? She's listening to us while she's sewing. And she says that we both look absolutely fabulous in our special masks. I wish we had them because we should have brought them in from the car.
Yeah, they're in the car. Sorry, Noelle.
So Noelle, if you go look at, I think you have them on your Instagram. If you look at Vickie's Instagram, LVPinkPeacock, if you look at her Instagram, you will see us wearing the masks that Noelle made for us. I personally think mine is the best because she went out of her way to hunt down
vintage ET fabric. Got this vintage fabric and then made the most fabulous mask out of it. And not only is it really cool that it's ET, but I've now had like 4 different types of masks. Yeah, we have 4.
And, some are more comfortable than others. Some of them pull on my ears too much. The ones that she made and sent us, the design of them is so cool. And they don't go behind your ears. They go behind your head and you can tighten them. And when you're not wearing them, you just pull them down and they hang around your neck. So much better than any other mask that we've had design-wise.
I agree. So yeah, she is selling them.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, I actually asked because I thought she made them just special because she's so busy. I didn't know that she had time to actually sell masks, but she is selling them. If you know Noelle, Farm Girl Scavenger, follow her on Instagram, hit her up. But she made me a beautiful peacock mask as well, and she sent them to us in the mail. And she's like, "Do you ever get your mail? Because they've been there for a week." And I had to go out and get the mail. So we didn't. I hadn't gotten the mail and they'd been sitting there for a week, so I didn't even know they were there, but they're super cute. And masks are, it is what it is. It's not like this fantastic fashion statement. Hey, I can't wait to wear my mask. But hell, if you got to wear one, if you're going to be safe or you're required to wear one, then at least
this is them right here.
Make it kind of fashionable.
Check it out. I got my ET going on. It's awesome. And then you have this really cute
peacock. It's really like a vintagey, fancy peacock one. Anyway, very pretty.
Very, very cool.
So thanks, Noelle. We really do appreciate them.
We love them. They're so cool.
And I was outsourcing. I will say, I was outsourcing by myself the other day on what day? Friday? On Friday, and I was outsourcing for about 6 hours. And I had to wear my mask the entire time, except when I was in the car driving between stores. So call it at least 5 hours with the mask on. And out of all of the masks we've tried, these were the most comfortable and breathable, where I didn't feel like I was about to suffocate.
Hands down, best design, and they don't pull in your ears and they stay on your face. So they're really, really good. So you should definitely check out what she has. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our sales highlights for the week. Are you ready? Are you all ready for this?
Ready.
Okay, let me go back and show the screen. We're going to start with you. What do you got?
Sally asks, is there any other way to contact her? If Sally, you're friends with me on Facebook, you can find Noelle through my Facebook friends. Noelle Griffith. Just look through my friends list, and you can contact her that way.
Yeah. Oh, apparently Noelle says that you chose the fabric a while ago. because she sent you pictures of peacock fabric a month ago, and apparently you chose your own mask material.
I had no idea.
She tricked you.
I don't even remember her sending me pictures of fabric for something. So
and Sandra,
I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Sandra, yes, my ET mask, hands down, ET finger up, best design. All right, go ahead. What's this cool grandpa cardigan you got going on here?
So this is a pretty cool one. I actually can't remember where I got this. It might have been in my bulk buy purchase, but I know if it was bulk buy, I spent $4 on it, and it sold for $59.96. It's just a cool grandpa cardigan, vintage Sahara Country Club.
I love it.
Part of the Las Vegas Hotel, the Sahara, which is a closed casino that was in Las Vegas. It's a pretty cool cardigan. I really liked it. What I wanted to joke about is I had somebody send me an offer for $20 on it, and I, declined the $20, obviously, and then they sent a message back, well, this is a really small market for something like this. If you ever change your mind, I'm a collector and a serious buyer. I'd pay you cash right now. I'm like, okay, thanks, dude. Literally $8 hours later, it sold for $59.96, which was the sale price to someone else who.
Now, did you totally just let that go and enjoy?
No, I did not. I had to send a snotty message back.
You're like, yeah,
I had to. Sometimes you just have to.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to send a message back to the guy and go, yeah, sorry about that. It just sold for full price.
Yeah. You just get them right in between the ribs. You're rotten. All right. Anything else on this one?
Nope, that's it.
Other than you told somebody to suck it?
Pretty much.
It's very important that you get the last word. Anyway, all right, first one for me. So this one, by no means is this an interesting or cool looking t-shirt. There's nothing that great about it. However, it's a 90s nerd t-shirt, basically. Anything 90s tech
nerd.
90s tech. So I mean, if it's not a great graphic, like this one isn't that great of a graphic, but I didn't pay very much for it. I think I got this in Arizona, so I only paid like a few bucks for it. But anything that has anything to do with tech, technology, computing, anything like that from the 90s, 80s, or 90s, software or hardware related, like I'll pick it up if it's a decent price. And this one, like look at it. I mean, I don't know who's wearing this t-shirt, but I've had it listed for, I don't know, maybe a few weeks, and it sold for the price you see there, $48.99. So I'm telling you, anything vintage tech wise is going to be desirable.
90s computer, 90s tech, 90s computer tech, 90s software tech. It's just geek wear. People
well, it's like
love
this
it.
one. It's some sort of graphic software.
I don't know.
I don't see the appeal. I think I really like the cool ones that are like Apple or Microsoft, like stuff like from the 90s. But anyway,
look at that big fish in the house.
What?
Big fish in the house who we have not seen in person, and we have not hugged in person since like February.
Yeah. So Derek Yamamoto, I want to give you a shout out, buddy, because I saw on Instagram that you caught yourself. You went out and did some fishing. You caught your first fish in a while. It's been like a year and a half or something.
Yeah. Well,
like
if any of you recognize the name, yes, he is that Derek Yamamoto. He is a professional fisherman.
Yes.
Also used to be our neighbor, but is now all the way across town, so we never see him anymore.
Speaking of geeks and nerds, the people that are like within the fishing world that actually know anything about fishing, people totally geek out over Derek.
Over Derek, they do. But
well,
he signs autographs and stuff.
Very cool, man.
But he's went fishing and caught a big fish.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so. Yeah, so don't pass up any stuff like this. All right, next one for you.
This I picked up at a garage sale probably about 6 months ago or so. I paid $10 for it, and I priced it pretty high. I knew it would sell. And it sold for the price that you see there, $90.97. I did not charge a lot of shipping, although it is an expensive item to ship because it's big, and you had to build a box around the hat box. It was huge. So anyway, thankfully it went right to California, and Katy helped me build a beautiful box for it.
And I was gonna say, who built that box?
Seriously, can you frickin' stop? Can I ever talk, or is it just about you? It was like $12 to ship it to California. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Actually, that was kind of a fun box to build. I'll say that. I'll just say that right now. Somebody has a question here. Tommy says, can we talk Grailed for a minute? What do you do with older listings when you can't bump anything and keep them from going stale? Delete, relist every month. You know, I haven't really gotten into that yet. At some point, I'll probably, you just delete them and then relist them as new listings. The tough thing with Grailed is you can't really, you can't sort your listings like by oldest or anything like that. So that's going to be a challenge I'm going to have to deal with.
So it's one of those things that you can use List Perfectly for. You can import your listings from Grailed onto List Perfectly and keep them there, then go and delete all of them on List Perfectly and then re-export them onto Grailed as new listings.
Oh, look at you, fancy pants. Very true.
Yeah, so it's something that I need to do with Macari, my older Macari listings,
Yeah.
but it's something you can definitely do.
Cool. Well, that was a better answer than what I had. All right, next one that I have is my Scooby-Doo Haunted House t-shirt. Actually, this t-shirt I believe I got in Arizona as well. And I think I just got this in a regular thrift store. So I didn't pay too much money for it, like $5 maybe. But it's vintage 2000 Shaggy and Scooby-Doo mansion, the haunted mansion, whatever that mansion's supposed to be, t-shirt. And I had it listed pretty high. But I did send out like a bunch of offers to buyers this last week, and so this is one of the ones that sold with that send out of offers. So I actually sold this for $80.35. $80.35. So pretty good flip for something I paid like maybe $5 for. And come on, it's Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Did you like Scooby-Doo?
I did like Scooby-Doo.
Did your daughter watch Scooby-Doo when she was little?
She wasn't really into it.
Really? Crazy. All right, next one for you.
So this one was a gift. This was not, a donation. A friend of mine in town, when we closed down and weren't able to source, I put out the APB for free donations on my Facebook, and she dropped off a bunch of bags of clothing, and this is just one of them. So this was one of the items that was in there, and so I didn't pay anything for it, but it was a pretty cool,
I like it,
vintage 90s, does 70s patchwork type of jacket. It sold for an offer price of $80 actually, but I paid nothing for it. $80. Pretty cool jacket. It looks like something I would have worn in the 90s for sure.
And it had like a little stain right there.
Yeah.
You still sold for a really good price. So don't be scared to sell stuff.
And it's inexpensive too. If you know that brand, BB Dakota is not an expensive brand. So it was, it was that thinner, not super soft suede, just that a lot of stuff was made out of that thinner, inexpensive suede, but it was the style that sold it, not the brand.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we got a super chat from Brandon.
Ooh,
Brandon
thanks,
McFall, $10. Love watching the show. Wanted to show some support. Keep it up and stay safe. Thank you for the super chat. I'll do a little super chat, just super chat. Yow. You like that?
No.
It's your favorite song?
It's not. It's not. Thanks, Brandon. Though. Thanks, I appreciate it.
We appreciate it. All right, let's go to the next one. For me is this awesome Pendleton Smoking Lounge jacket. I mean, just the perfect thing to buy in June.
I like that. Super scratchy.
I believe I picked this up from yesterday's fits, so I maybe paid at most like $20 for it.
That's gonna feel real nice in the hot.
I know, right?
90, 100 something. Yeah, yucky.
I don't know. Maybe they live in their house like we do, where you have the air conditioning turned up so high that it's like frosty winter in here anyway.
It's possible.
So then I could lounge around in my Pendleton smoking jacket. But anyway, this is another one that sold when I sent out a bunch of offers to buyers. And so it actually sold for the same price as the Scooby-Doo t-shirt, $80.35. So I believe I paid $20 for this, and I sold it for $80.35. And it's, it's not very big. It easily rolled up and put in a padded flat rate mailer, so it didn't cost a ton to ship. And I really liked it. I feel like these smoking jackets tend to get priced too low. This is another one of those things that doesn't get priced high enough, and they actually really sell well on eBay and Etsy. So be on the lookout for these. I think they're really cool. They're very distinct by because they sort of kind of look like a blazer, but they're not quite, and they have like the 3-pocket thing going on in the front. So
yeah, they're pretty hideous.
Yeah,
but I can see how the right person could pull that off, that look. It wouldn't be me, but
I
love them.
Yeah.
I like Tommy in Seattle. I love everything Pendleton too. So
yep. All right, next one for you. What? Look at these.
So these are some crazy pants. I had 4 pairs of these that I had purchased from the guys at Yesterday's Fits. I paid $10 a pair.
Mm-hmm.
I sold the first set for the first pair for $125 right after I got them. And then this pair just sold for, this was an offer to buyers. I sold them for $90. I still have 2 pairs left. I get lowballed a lot, but I'm not selling them cheaply because they're not easy to find and they are crispy, dead stock.
They're cool.
Crazy.
I love these pants. So these are the ones that, yeah, you got 4 of them, and I think another 6 of them got sent out in different reseller boxes. I think they're super cool. Yeah, you could flip them a lot faster, but you know, neither one of us like the speed game. We don't mind taking our time and getting good prices and kind of slowing our rolls a little bit.
I like Jacob's comment there. You can keep your Werther's originals in the breast pocket of the smoking jacket.
Indeed. Okay, next one for me. Now this t-shirt, I'm almost positive I got it from Barry when I bought a big batch of stuff from him. In which case I paid like $10 for it, but I don't believe I paid more than $15. But if I got it from him in the batch I think I got it in, it was $10 for this t-shirt. But I always like picking up anything that is like airline related, like vintage airline stuff, t-shirts, and then you add on top of that, it's got that sweet Pepsi graphic on the back too. This is the back of the shirt, and on the front of it, it actually says "My performance counts." So I think this is actually kind of a pretty cool t-shirt.
A little double entendre.
Hello. And you know, based on what it says on it, I imagine this would have been a t-shirt that like people who worked for the company had, as opposed to something that was like given out to people flying. So anyway, just a cool t-shirt. Like I said, 10, 15 bucks tops I paid for it. I actually sold this, I believe it was like when the sale was over and somebody made an offer on this one and a different t-shirt. So I actually sold this for more than the price you see there. I sold this for $100, and they actually bought another t-shirt from me. It was like a Desert Storm, a 90s Desert Storm t-shirt they bought for $75, and they bought this for $100. So they paid $175 for 2 t-shirts, including this one. But yeah, I went from paying $10 to $15, and I got $100 for it. So, you know, it's just I think it's a really nice, clean graphic. You got the airline thing, you got the Pepsi thing. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. All right. Sorry for the tiny picture. But
yeah, sorry. This is a Macari sale, so it's pretty hard to show the pictures. But I did talk about I had purchased a big lot of Weebles and Little People from another reseller, actually. And I had paid $75 for the lot, and there were about 5 or 6 houses with their various accessories. This was the last one to sell. I've sold them all so far. And this sold for the price you see there, $109. It was the earliest Fisher-Price Little People house. There are many variations of it, and it had a lot of the accessories with it, including the original Little People that were wooden. So those do sell for a lot. Yes, I could have pieced these things out and probably made more money than that, but that's not my style. It would have taken a lot longer to sell and all that kind of stuff. So cohesively, it sold for a better price because it had some of the really good accessories with it. So it sold for $109 plus shipping, buyer paid shipping on Macari. So
nice, good sale.
I have about $14 invested in it based on the just dividing, you know, by what I paid for the lot of all of them.
Jamie's in the chat, and she said she's just dropping by for a minute while she's waiting for kids. And she put a post in the boss group the other day asking people for podcasts that they listen to while they work, not necessarily selling related. And so a bunch of people gave suggestions, and you and I both suggested My Favorite Murder. And apparently she started listening today, and she's hooked. It's so good. It is a really fun. It's a really fun podcast to listen to. If you are one of those people that's fascinated by true crime and murder and whatnot. So. Glad to hear that we've gotten you addicted to something, because you have many hours of entertainment waiting ahead of you. Okay, let's see. Next one for me is this awesome Universal Studios.
Oh, I like that one.
Dueling Dragons t-shirt. Now,
and I love that roller coaster. I said that last time.
Yeah. So, you know, I love the amusement parks and Universal Studios t-shirt. I picked this up probably 4 or 5 months ago now. When I bought it, I bought it from Yesterday's Fits. I probably paid like 20, 25 bucks for it. And I remember when I went to look at the comps, and I was super disappointed because I saw there were quite a few of them out there, and most of them were like around, there were a lot that were around for like 40, 45 bucks. You could get this one, you can get the red one, because it's the Dueling Dragons, or you can get the one that's got both of them on it. but they were just priced kind of low. And what do you think I did?
Ignored it.
Yeah, I priced it. Well, wanted to price it, guys. And anyway, I got an offer for this for $100. Now, I haven't looked recently, but I would guess that there are still versions of this t-shirt available right now for a lot cheaper, but I still sold it for $100. Again, I had it listed for like 4 or 5 months. But
did you even have it listed that long?
I mean, I don't remember when I got it. It was before lockdown.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely before lockdown. So maybe 4 months. I don't know. But anyway, I sold it $100. Probably paid 20, 25 for it. And again, disappointed when I looked at the comps, and then I said, F that shit. And I listed it for what I wanted to sell it for and ended up with $100.
I loved that coaster too, Sandra. I guess it doesn't exist anymore, but I went in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Studios in Florida.
Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't been there in years.
Next one for you. What you got? Look at this.
So this was one of the private sales that I talked about. Sorry, this was not a listing photo or anything. I actually never got it listed. We went out with some friends this past week and we're talking about some of our recent finds, and they just said, oh, I want that. So
sight unseen, I would like to say.
Yeah, by the way, yes, sight unseen. So I was going to list it on eBay and elsewhere, and I would have sold it for about $160, $170, and I sold it locally, cash sale for $130.
Yeah.
I had paid $3 for it at a garage sale the week before. We didn't have a show, so I didn't show it in my haul, but it was $3. It was brand new in the box. It actually, I don't know if it even ever been used. It looked brand new. It had a big box of unused BBs with it and all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool. That is a BB gun, by the way.
Yeah.
Anybody that is wondering.
It uses CO2 cartridges.
Yeah, it uses CO2 cartridges. A lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
The older ones. So that was from the 70s, like a late 70s BB gun. And I wasn't going to buy it. This is the one Katie was talking about. I was at the garage sale, and it's not something I generally, I'm not a gun person, right? So I even though I know that some paintball guns and BB guns have resale value, it's just not something I know enough about. And I didn't realize that it was going to be as cheap as it was. So Katie's like, you should get this.
I'm like, get it, just get it. Because I thought the box alone made it look really cool.
When I realized that the guy only wanted $3 for it, I was like, well, okay, I have to get it. I thought if he had said 20, I probably wouldn't have gotten it because I didn't know enough about it. Even though at 20, it still would have been a good buy. So now, no, eBay does not. BB guns are perfectly sellable on eBay. You have to have the correct terminology in your listing. They're very strict about toy guns on eBay, but they are sellable. You have to be very careful about how you list it. It can only be sold domestically, and it has to have the correct verbiage and the correct information for photos. Mm-hmm. So just so you know. But I didn't sell it on eBay anyway. So I ended up selling it privately for $130.
So there you go. All right, next one for me is this Michael Jackson LA Gear t-shirt. This is a really cool t-shirt. I got this from Yesterday's Fits. I think I paid like $30 for it. I did not sell it for $350. I priced it super high because there weren't any other ones currently listed at the time that I listed this. Now, there were a bunch of, and there still are, I'm sure, a bunch of reprints up. This is something that I know this has been going on for a long time, but I feel like it's gotten like even worse recently. Any t-shirts that like ever sell for any decent amount of money, they immediately get put up on eBay with reprints. And so if you ever go to like search a t-shirt, a vintage t-shirt that's even somewhat cool, you'll see like seriously 10, 20, 30 listings of they're like print on demand versions, and they're only like $15, $17.
And they're really illegal and unlicensed.
Yes, it's really frustrating because, you go to look for something and your whole search results page is filled with these just crap listings that are totally illegal. They aren't licensed, they're crappy, and they just get in the way. And you end up getting stuff where like Vicki had some a t-shirt that was listed. What band was it?
Genesis.
A really cool Genesis baseball tee that she had listed for, I don't know how much you had it listed for. And the person was like, I could get this for, $20 or whatever. And I went and looked, and sure enough, they could get it for $20, but they'd be getting a really crappy, fake, printed on demand reprint.
Without original graphics, mind you, because what they're doing is they're taking the photographs of the people that have done listings, and they're taking those photographs, or they're finding the photographs online, and they are creating screen print graphics out of photographs. So it's super poor quality and unlicensed. and just total bullshit.
Yeah.
And eBay needs to shut all of these accounts down. They have shut down some, but they can't keep up.
It's hard.
They pop up faster than they can.
Yeah.
And
I think that they buy older accounts from people because they'll be on accounts that have been around for a few years, but you can tell they've only been selling recently. And they'll have, all of a sudden you'll find this account that has like 20,000 listings and it's all these reprints. And then you end up with buyers who are asking like, why are you selling it for so much when they can get it for so cheap over here? And it's just really frustrating because as soon as they get shut down, they just create new accounts. And a lot of times they're overseas. So I would say to you guys, if you see this, if you see listings like this where it's obvious that they're not licensed reprints, go ahead and report the listings, because the more reporting that people do, hopefully the more they'll take them down. It's not a good buyer experience when you're trying to look for something and your results are flooded with crap. So it's not good for buyers. It's not good for sellers.
Clearly, Jeffrey's new. Jeffrey, you're new. I use a lot of cuss words. That's just my first one today.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so this t-shirt, I listed it crazy high, and that's what I do with stuff if I'm not really sure what's going to happen with it. So I'm like, I don't care. We'll see what happens. And, but I've had it for a while. I've had it for like probably another good 5 months or so. And somebody offered 125, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take 125 for it. I paid like $25 for it. So I sold for $125, and I was very happy with that. And despite all the fake copies that are out there, but whatever, guys. All right, last one for you.
This was my pièce de résistance. This is the most expensive t-shirt sale I have ever had. No, this was not a listing photo. This was a photo I took for a potential buyer. I'm going to show a lot of t-shirts that I picked up at a garage sale last weekend that I paid. It was $8 for fill a bag, and what I had picked up was a lot of vintage anime t-shirts. And so Katy and I, actually Barry, it was Barry's suggestion, Afro Vintage Barry suggested that we create an Instagram post. And so Katy did, and then I copied it and copied her hashtags, and it brought me a ton of buyers or interested people based on the hashtags, not by my followers. I'm pretty sure it came from hashtags. So what happened was a buyer contacted me from Thailand, actually. And I'm pretty sure he's a vintage anime seller himself, and that is his entire focus. So I'm pretty sure he purchased it from me and flipped it to someone else, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'm actually shipping it to someone else tomorrow, and he purchased it 5 days ago. Yeah. So I think it took him 5 days to find a buyer, and I'm just shipping it directly to his new buyer, which, whatever, he paid me. Yeah. But I sold this. I paid about 75 cents for it. I sold it for $400.
What? That's ridiculous. Hey, real quick, Sandy in the chat, I can't make the picture any bigger, but if you look at Vickie's post on Instagram that has all of the t-shirts, you can zoom in with that and see the graphic a little bit better.
Yeah. So can I just
finish
talking?
Yes.
So I sold it for $400. I did not sell it on any platform. It hadn't been listed yet. All of my other ones are not listed yet either. But I sold it. If I had sold it on eBay, I think I could have sold it for about $500. So I sold it privately for $400. I just sent him a PayPal invoice, and I'm going to send it off and insure it. And really, the risk in general is only on the buyer. There's no risk on a seller when you're selling directly that way. So he took a $400 risk on me. Clearly, I'm an ethical person, but I know that, but he didn't know that.
Right.
So there you go. Anyway.
Nice work. Nice work. Now, you had gotten some offers earlier, and I believe you were told by at least one person that you were charging too much. Did you let that go, or did you did you message them back and send them a screenshot of your sale?
I didn't say it like that, but I did say I've already sold one of them for $400. So yeah, I mean, Junk Jones, you do have a little bit of a PayPal risk, but if you're sending someone a PayPal invoice and you upload tracking and insure the package, which I'm going to do, there's really not that much of a risk as long as you can provide, tracking information that it showed that it was delivered.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
I also have a lot of communication between myself and the
through pirate ship, and you're getting insurance through pirate ship, and we both know from our previous experience of having to file claims, you've never had a problem with them covering a claim. So even, you know, it could disappear across the Atlantic or what, I don't know.
Well, it's not going there. It's going to you. It's actually going to California.
Okay,
he sold it to someone in California.
So yeah, so most likely it's going to show delivered. In a very rare case that it disappears for some reason, you would be covered. So
yeah, there's a lot more risk as a buyer on that type of end because you don't have an organization like eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Posh, any of those companies protecting you as a buyer from a purchase. Instagram is not protecting a buyer. So the only thing, and it was my idea to send him a PayPal invoice. A lot of the people that work on and sell items on Instagram just use like Cash App or Venmo, and it's just an honor system. And I felt more comfortable with the purchase price by sending him a PayPal invoice because I felt like if I were a buyer, I'd want to know that. I'd want to have that. So
yeah, for sure. All right, last one for me. And I think we said something about this on the last show. I've yet to sell a t-shirt for $400 or more. So you are the winner. Touche. And of course, I sell a t-shirt for a very high price this week, but it's no longer good enough because this one over here outsold me. But let's go ahead and look at my cool t-shirt sale that pales.
Your item was pretty cool. I mean, that's a much cooler t-shirt. The fact that I got more money for it does not make it any less cool. So
no, for sure. However, I will say, like, I was able to find a couple of versions of this t-shirt listed elsewhere, or like old listings that was super, super faded. This particular one, the Psycho one, what was really cool about it is it was a sample. It was from the production run of this Psycho Universal Studios t-shirt, but it was identical to the one that was eventually printed and sold, probably in their store or whatever. But this one's dead stock, so way, way cooler. And if you guys remember, I had this one hanging on the wall behind us, and I had priced it super high. I had the $350 mark, and
because she wanted to leave it hanging on the wall as decor rather than sell it.
Pretty much, I was like, I wanted to sell it. Like, I paid $75 for it. I wanted to sell it, but I was like, if I'm gonna sell it, I better sell it for a lot because I like it, and I'm gonna need to be pretty happy about what I sell it for. So anyway, I listed it super high. I've sent out offers before, and I've gotten like offers that were too low. And then this last week when I sent about a bunch of offers, I sent an offer out for $275, and somebody accepted the offer, and they were really happy about it. Like, I was kind of bummed about losing the shirt, but they sent me a message right away and said they were really excited to add it to their collection. So I felt better, and I've already gotten feedback. They're really excited about it. They think it's a great shirt. So $275. I paid $75.
Feel a little bit better for it.
Yeah. So I paid $75 for it. Sold it for $275.
So
you sold a t-shirt for $400. And how much did you pay for it?
75 cents.
75 cents to $400 sounds a little bit better than $75 into $275.
Now, who's the winner?
And how long did it take you from when you bought it at the garage sale to when you sold it?
72 hours.
Yeah, and it took me like a number of months. But whatever, guys, I'm super not salty at all anymore. So
you super are. It's still salty.
Anyway, all right. So that's it for our sales highlights for the week. But I think we had some cool stuff sell.
We did, and we went for a long time with those sales highlights
because we got some cool stuff.
A lot of chit chatting this week.
A lot of chitty chatting. We had some good stuff. We got like 175 people watching us live, so that's cool. But
all right, now we're on to part 3. Part 3 of the show.
Let's get to part 3. Let's do this. So yeah, so you did a little bit of sourcing. The last couple of weeks, I feel like you've been able to get more stuff.
Yeah.
What's new with your strategy? What are you doing?
Nothing major new. I will say that as far as I've put a couple of stores back into my rotation that I had nixed several months ago just because it was just mediocre. But lately they've been really coming through as far as for clothing and things like that. So they're back in my rotation, and I'll keep them there. We did one of our savers here in the valley closed, so now we're down to 5. One permanently closed.
Of course, I don't really care about savers anymore so much because they never have jack in the men's.
Well, I've got to be honest. I'm not finding anything in the men's department at Savers ever anymore. Yeah. So I'm with you. If that were your only source,
it'd be rough.
It'd be a problem. But thankfully, you've been able to find other resources.
Well, and I kind of had moved on from them months ago, so I guess I kind of knew what was coming. I guess I kind of knew. I guess I kind of figured it out. No, not really.
No, you didn't. Which one closed? The one on Decatur, Sandy.
Yeah, which was my favorite, by the way. So I am actually pretty bummed about that. What are you gonna do? You want to go ahead? Show a couple?
All right.
Go for it.
So I paid $8 for this. It actually works and it's not overwound. It is just a vintage Disney store retired Tinkerbell snow globe, but it's a musical snow globe. I paid $10 for it. It'll probably sell for like 75 or so. It does have one tiny bit of damage, but it's not too bad.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's cute. I actually grabbed it because they usually price this stuff so stupid high. I can't believe they actually only had it for $10, and then I had a 20% off coupon. So
you really only paid like $8 for it.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 10.
I paid 8.
She said 10. You guys.
I didn't just say. She said 10. They can hit the rewind.
They rewind it and tell us. Britton, we need you to give us the playback.
So I picked this up at a garage sale. I paid $5. This was an estate sale, garage sale type thing last week. This is a vintage fuel pump from 1972. These actually sell for about 75 bucks. And it has all the little valves and things attached to it. So it's a little dirty, but I paid $5. This will turn into 75. I didn't know anything about it. It was easy to look it up once I got it home. I just knew that it was vintage and it was some kind of pump. And if nothing else, it was going to be, you know, a cool steampunk looking thing. This is the blender that I actually picked up for $3. $3 at the same estate sale, actually. And this is the one that I had a thought this might be something you would want, Sandra. I'm not sure. If you are interested, we'll talk privately. Because Sandra is doing her house in kind of a mid-century Art Deco type of thing. And this is a vintage 1950s chrome beehive blender with the glass the glass top, and this is the handles Bakelite, black Bakelite. So this is actually really, really cool. They do sell for around $75 plus shipping because they're super heavy on eBay, but they sell for more on Etsy. This is definitely more of an Etsy thing someone is going to want for their decor, or Sandra might want for her decor too. Yeah, I'll sell it to you real cheap, honey.
There you go. There you go.
Because I think you need it for your house. And actually, when I picked it up, I thought of you.
Yeah. Allison wants to know if there's a Deseret Industries store here. Yeah, there's 2 of them here. Which too bad there's not more, because it's actually, well, I still don't find anything there, but you do a little bit better there with basic.
I do better with clothing there. Yeah. So Tommy asked, whatever happened to that huge oxygen tank machine thingy? So I still have it. I'm having difficulty finding a way to list it. It is something you can purchase without a prescription. But I'm having a hard time. I'm afraid to list it on eBay because I'm afraid to get it pulled, because I did try to list it on Facebook Marketplace and they refused it, saying it was a medical device. But it's a medical device, but you can walk in off the street and buy it. You don't need a prescription to get it. Yeah. So I don't want to get it taken down on eBay, but I would fight. So we'll see. I haven't listed it yet, is the answer.
You tried Craigslist?
That's my next thing. Offer up in Craigslist, because I only wanted to list it for local pickup anyway. So
yeah. Next,
got a couple of stuffed animals. I don't normally do stuffed animals. I do only pick them up if they're pretty good. But this is one. This is a Build-A-Bear that I picked up for, as you can see, it was $4.99, so it was like $4 with the discount. This is a larger sized one. And I paid $4 for this, the Hello Kitty and the larger size, and she's got her little, I don't know, witch's hat on and all that kind of stuff. This particular one sells for like 75 bucks.
That's crazy.
So I'm going to list it for 75 bucks and see what happens. She's got a cute little spider on her dress and everything. It's cute. So let's see. I'll do my 2 other stuffed animals. Sorry, guys.
A little tight.
Always trying to find somewhere to put my stuff. So these are talking. These are from Lion King 2. So like Simba's Pride. These are Disney Lion King 2. They talk. It's Kiara and Kovu. And I paid $3 a piece for these. And these will sell for $100 as a set.
Cute.
So they're interactive. They talk. They're cute.
What do they say?
I don't know. Let me find the little pushy thing. Where'd it go?
I need to talk to COVID.
I'm pretty sure she said COVID.
Not COVID.
Where are we going?
Cute.
They're cute, right? So they sell for about $100 as a pair.
Yeah.
You can go.
All right, so I've got some clothes to share with you. So a while back, I had bought a polo Ralph Lauren sweater from Greg, Ballet Picker. And so he sent me a message like last week, and he was like, hey, do you want this one? And so I said, yes, I do. So I paid $35 for this. And this isn't going to sell anytime soon, but it's a nice brown V-neck.
Those sell at Christmas time.
This will sell
so well.
Yes, this will sell closer to Christmas time. So I paid $35, but I think I should be able to get anywhere from $100 to $150 closer to Christmas time. But this is just a really awesome Christmassy reindeer, nice heavy. This particular one is cotton and linen. I think the other one I had was like all cotton, but or maybe it was wool. I don't remember. But anyway, this one is cotton and linen, and it's just a really cool V-neck sweater.
Cotton and linen, huh? That's
right?
A strange
kind of
combination for a sweater.
But it was cool because it's like I didn't even have to do anything to get it other than send $35 Greg's way. But he hooked me up because he knew I had bought the other one and wanted to know if I wanted this one as well. So I was like, yes. So that'll be a great flip once it gets, maybe it'll sell.
I've never seen them with moose. They always have reindeer.
The other one is moose.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. The other one I had. Yeah. So anyway, I love it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely moose on that one, Kimberly.
Yes. I think I said reindeer, but it is moose, and so is the other one I got for him. So this I got from yesterday's Fits. I think I paid like $30, $40 for it.
I like that one.
So it was tie-dyed after the fact. Originally it was just white.
It's quite the thing now.
Yeah, but they always do really well. Anyway, this is Universal Pictures. It says Universal Pictures Marketing Department, the class of 1989. So this is from 1989. But what's really cool about this sweatshirt is the back of it has all the movies that came out from Universal Pictures in 1989, and there's some really cool ones. Probably some of the ones that really stand out is like Do the Right Thing, The Burbs, Born on the 4th of July, Back to the Future 2, Uncle Buck, Parenthood, The Wizard,
Field of Dreams.
I mean, Field of Dreams, and there's so many great movies that came out all in this one year. Shocker, just some really just an interesting kind of mixture of films, but all came out of Universal Pictures in 1989. So I love this. I'm hoping that Do the Right Thing is probably, as far as like making this more desirable, that's probably one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. Although I love me some Shocker, if anybody knows, that's Wes Craven. But there's just a lot of really awesome stuff. The Wizard, come on. If you're a computer game nerd, The Wizard, super cool. Okay. Fred Savage, Jenny Lewis when she was little. I'm in trouble.
Jesus.
I'm talking about my thing.
Did you take some speed before the show today?
Yeah.
You don't let a word in edgewise. Jesus.
What do you have to say about it?
I'm going to answer some questions in the chat. Enrique's asking if they know if anybody knows where we get our stuff. We always mention where we get it for every item. When Katy is saying yesterday's Fits that she got something, mm-hmm. That's a local reselling shop that are friends of ours. And, generally we get all of our items at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales. And sometimes she buys private buyers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I love this. I love this sweatshirt. I think this was a cool buy. I'll probably price it up. I mean, this is one of those things. I don't know if there's going to be a single comp out there. Not that it really matters. I doubt there's going to be anything else like it, especially with the tie-dye. So I can kind of price it whatever I want. And it just depends on if there's like a movie lover out there who will want this little.
What are you going to price it?
Piece of history. Probably. I mean, I would hope to get like 150 out of it.
So you'll price it.
Probably price it like 200. Probably like 200. Yeah, Wizard is the one where the brother. It's got Jenny Lewis.
Allison, get your mind out of the gutter. Next.
Hold on, I'm talking to the people in the chat. Anyway, yeah, it's got Jenny Lewis, Fred Savage. I don't remember who the little kid was, but they go on like a road trip to go in the little brother is like the Rain Man of video games, and he's going to play in this big competition. So, and if you're a Rilo Kiley fan or you like Jenny Lewis, then you can see her when she was a little kid. And then I have this Chicago Bears sweatshirt.
Oh, I like that big spell out.
But what's really cool about this is it's actually it's not a sweater, but it is a clip angle sweatshirt from the 90s. I like the 80s wool sweaters, but this is a sweatshirt. I believe I paid like $40 for this. So I did pay up quite a bit for this, but it's clip angle. I'll probably try to sell this for 100. And I like that across the shoulders, down the sleeve print, which is really popular right now. And it's a great graphic on the Chicago Bears. So I'm hoping to get like 100 for it. So.
The tie-dye is a really good way to resell vintage streetwear clothing that may have a spot or a stain or a flaw.
That's true.
That's what a lot of the guys do. They throw a tie-dye wash on it. So it is worth learning how to do. I unfortunately, we don't have camp this year, but if we were going to camp, I would be bringing some things to tie-dye because we tie-dye every year at camp. So it's a little depressing.
So Dana says there's a new tie-dye store on Main Street, jamming on Vegas, where you can make your own tie-dye for $30. It's called Squirt a Shirt.
That's a pretty fun name. I like that. It's a good concept.
I'm guessing Allison will like it as well. And she also very much loves Uncle Buck. So it's been a long time since I saw Uncle Buck. Quit cutting me off. I'm talking to my people out there. I know it's my turn. So rude. Let me talk. I have to make up for my disappointing sales this week somehow. Jen, get your popcorn. So I have, I bought a bunch of t-shirts from Derek.
What is happening in that picture?
It's beautiful art, okay? I bought a bunch of stuff from Derek. He is.
I don't know that that's very art. Put that back up again so I can see what the graphic is.
It's beautiful bodies. God. Anyway, so Derek, he has been buying a bunch of stuff from this guy who I guess buys out huge estates of like, has recently bought like a bunch of t-shirts and stuff. And so I've done a couple of really big buys off of him. And this is one of them. These are these, which one is it? I always forget. Astrology. Astronomy is the study of the stars. Astronomy is astrology. I don't know. Astrology.
It's astrology.
Yes, astrology. So these are actually really popular in the streetwear world. These all over print. This one's Cancer. And I know how much you love it, so don't worry. Here's Pisces.
What the holy hell is happening in these photos? Pisces is supposed to be a fish. Are they reenacting the fish?
The fish are on there. See the fish in the background? They're gold.
I don't know what's happening.
Anyway, so I got two of these. I actually paid $60 a piece for these, but I will sell them for over 100.
They're a little bit risque.
I was actually in Waves, which is one of the local streetwear shops here in town. They had like all of the different ones of these same t-shirts, and they had all theirs priced. They were over 100, I believe. But anyway, yeah, so I'll sell these. I should be able to sell these for like 100 a piece. There's like a known market for these, so I'll probably try to put them up at like a 150 or something like that, but they're pretty cool. Anyway, you can go ahead and show some of your stuff.
All right, so I have been looking for these have been kind of my, not holy grail, but kind of on my list for a long time. I haven't been able to find any in forever. And every time you find them somewhere, they're at a thrift store and somebody prices them really high because they sell for a lot of money. So I was able to find these at a garage sale yesterday, paid $10 for a set of 4. So I'm super excited. A set of 4 just vintage 1970s TV trays.
Those are nice.
They're all in good shape. This is a great pattern. They've got that, that golden edge. It's, the golden legs. They're, crappy brass, but they're in really, really good shape. So it's a set of 4, and I'm going to sell them for probably $150. It's very hard to find a set of 4 intact. I don't know why they're so hard to find. They're not difficult to ship. As long as you find a box that's big enough. They're lightweight. They're just big and they're awkward. Yeah. So they're going to be oversized.
I think they're really cool. Tommy, those shirts, they are vintage. They're 90s. They're not 80s.
Let's see.
We can have a couple friends over and we can all use those and have dinner on our cool trays.
Yeah, we can have some TV dinners on the TV trays.
Hold on a second. Allison has a question. Wait, it hasn't come up yet. Oh, she wants to know, how do I plan to ship those?
they're going FedEx, and they're going to go in a box, and I won't need Katie's help because I do have boxes that fit those. I only need Katie's help when I need to build boxes.
Yeah. Luckily,
for crazy weird things.
We have a bunch of the boxes.
But yes, I could do pool noodles and shrink wrap them. I could do that as well. But FedEx is no longer taking shrink wrapped items. You need to have something in a poly bag or in a box, or FedEx will return it to you.
Lame.
So unless it is coming from, unless it's coming to, going one state over, it'll probably be in a box. Yeah. I'd rather have them in a box anyway.
We actually got, because she ordered with all of our shipping supplies coupons, a lot of the eBay boxes, when you buy boxes, come obviously in a bigger box, but they're kind of the perfect, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good because they're a flatter dimension.
USPS boxes to come in for shipping supplies too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the boxes that the shipping supplies actually come in are actually really good for shipping too. So yeah. Okay, so something else I picked up 15 of these puzzles. So we all know puzzles were huge sellers during shutdown, right? Most of the people were shut down. If you had puzzles in your store, you were selling them for more money, and they were selling faster than you've ever sold them before. I guarantee you that, because I normally don't buy them unless they're a higher end puzzle, because I don't like to do the $10, $15, $20 items. But I raised my prices on all of them, and I still sold them all. And so I have a feeling that we may be having a second wave of this COVID happening shortly. I do think that people are going to be continuing staying in for the next several months in certain areas. So I think puzzles, although they've slowed down a little bit, are going to start selling again when it's not as nice outside and people have to stay in. So I paid about $5 to $6 for every one of these puzzles, and they sell for, I bought 15 of them. They sell for anywhere from $40 to $75 a piece. They're in these big triangular boxes, which is kind of weird. No, I am not going to put them all together.
They look kind of like Where's Waldo, because
they're these super detailed, difficult puzzles. I would never want to put this damn thing together. I hate puzzles to begin with, but I can't even imagine wanting to put that together. But anyway, there's this has 2,000 pieces. The rest of them have 1,000 to 1,500 pieces, but they actually sell for, like I said, $40 to $75. And I picked up 15 of them. So I'm pretty excited. I'll what I do is I sell the puzzles as complete. These are pre-owned. I sell them as complete. I say guaranteed complete. If someone contacts me and says there's a piece missing or they're incomplete, I give them a refund, no questions asked. Yeah. And in all of my years selling puzzles, that has never happened. If you are someone that wants to put puzzles together and take a picture of it complete, I just assume it's complete. This is taped on the bottom. I'm going to say no one donated it and not complete. No, I do not count them mother deals. And I'll tell you why you don't count them, because it's not really 1,000 pieces. When a puzzle says 1,000 pieces, it could be 996. It could be 1,004. You're never going to know. Unless you put the puzzle together, you're not going to know. It's an estimate of pieces. So unless it's a kid's puzzle and it's 25 pieces, then it'll probably be 25 pieces. But so no, counting them doesn't do any good. I always assume that they are complete. And if they're not, then I'm happy to give a refund. I've never, ever, ever had anybody ask for a refund. So the brand of the puzzle is called Heye, H-E-Y-E. And then there are different artists for these. So this particular one is Shown.
Oh, this one's a flea market.
And it's a flea market.
Cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So for everybody that counts puzzle pieces, don't do it.
Stop doing that. You're wasting your time, and then you're never gonna hit.
You're not gonna know if it's correct or not. Yeah. So unless you're putting them together, and that's fine. If you enjoy putting them together, or if you have a helper or a kid or somebody that wants to put them together for you, and then you sell them that way, then good for you. I personally am not putting them together. It would drive me bonkers. So yeah.
It should already be something that you like to do, because otherwise you're putting in a lot of time and energy for a puzzle you're selling for $30 or whatever.
So I'm going to price these pretty high and hold out for the higher prices, because I do think, like I said, I do think in the next month or two, we're going to see a little bit more people staying home again. They're maybe forced to stay home again. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. Please, I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I've invested well, and puzzles do sell for higher prices in the winter and around Christmas time anyway. So, let's see. I picked up this little dude. This is a Gemmy or Gemmy. Little dancing skeleton in a cage. This is not one of the super crazy high priced ones, I will say. He was only $6.99 though, and he was 20% off. So if working, they sell for about, this one sells for about $40. He's not like a, I haven't tested him yet. The battery's dead, so I haven't put new batteries in yet to test him. So he will sell. And one more.
This one's really cool.
This I picked up. We pulled up to a garage sale last weekend, and the guy had like 5 things in his driveway. But I saw this from the car, and I knew that I had to have it, and I didn't even care what he was asking for it. He asked $20. I didn't even try to talk him down. So I paid $20 for it. It's a vintage. This is a real painting. It's a vintage 1960s painting. It is professionally framed. And it has, this is a velvet trim here in like a peach velvet. And this is a wood frame with like.
The style kind of looks like, what's that tiki style?
It's kind of like a tiki, like almost like Whitco.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a really, really cool 1960s, kind of like a mod, go-go type girl. This is a listed artist. This artist is Andre Renou, R-E-N-O-U-X. He is a listed artist. Most of his stuff is landscapes and buildings. He's a French artist, but this was one of his early pieces. I was only able to find one other item that was very similar to this. But I have it listed for like $500. His other pieces sell for about that. It just happens to be earlier and nothing like the pieces he sells now.
This looks like the style just seems to me to be very kind of tiki, like.
Well, it's not tiki.
I understand that, but to me, like, it looks like it could go in if somebody was decorating like a.
The frame could go with it, but yeah, it's definitely. I love this. In the meantime, it's going to hang in the house until I sell it, and I'm not going to sell it cheap. So, it's a really nice piece. I paid $20. Like I said, I think I'm going to sell it for somewhere in the $300 to $400 range, and I just absolutely, I love it. It doesn't even go with anything in the damn house, but it's getting hung up just like Velvet Jesus is hung up. So,
yeah.
But I like it.
Next to Velvet Jesus.
She's going to go next to Velvet Jesus.
And Cheryl agrees with me.
Yeah. And I've got one more hard goods type of item. I always love to pick up, VCR and DVD combos. This actually has the remote control. And this particular one, I paid $5 at a garage sale, and this sells for $150. This brand, this model, very easily.
And it's working. They said they were using it right up until like the day before because they had just gotten like a regular DVD player, Blu-ray player or something. So nice.
Yeah, I've gotten some real good stuff lately, and I have none of it's listed yet, so I need to make some money and list it.
Get it listed. Come on. What are you waiting for?
Okay, your turn, and then I have clothing to show.
Question first. Sandra, first of all, Sandra cannot believe that Velvet Jesus hasn't sold.
I know.
But she also has a question. She wants to know, how do you ship your VCRs?
So I bubble wrap them and then use pool noodles and then ship them in a box. Usually if it's a standard size like that one, that will fit in a standard 18, I think it's 18 by 12 by 6 box. Or it's 18 by 12 by 8 box. I bought a case of them a long time ago.
That was a smaller size one, so it should fit in one of your boxes, so I don't have to help.
So Katie does not need to create a box. Some of the stereo components, that's pretty much what she helps me create boxes for, is these big crazy stereo components that don't fit in standard size boxes. Obviously, if it fits in a box that exists or a box that is easily cut downable, I ship myself, let's be clear. But it's, when I have to create a big box, she's way better at the engineering part of looking at a box and doing the math to figure out how to recreate it into another shape and size beyond my scope.
Yeah. She's not as good with the stuff like that when we're talking about shape and volume and
facial recognition.
Stuff.
Yeah, no, that's too nappy.
Pretty much. All right, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so here's some stuff I got from yesterday's fits. And so this one, I haven't looked this one up yet, so I don't really know like what it goes for, but this is a 90s Stanley DeSantis Sideshow Bob Simpson's t-shirt. I think
that
really
is
cool.
pretty much what my hair looks like when I wake up in the morning.
Hey, you look twinsies. This is a great shirt. For those of you who don't know, Stanley DeSantis, he was like an actor and a producer, but he also had like the licensing on tons and tons of movies and shows like in the 90s. And so he has a whole line of shirts. And some of them go for a lot, some of them go for a little, just depends on what it is. I didn't look this one up, but it is Simpsons Sideshow Bob. It's a cool shirt. I like the ringer tee thing going on. I think I paid like, I don't know, $25 for it or something like that, 30 at the most.
I think I need to wear that.
But
until you sell it.
Sure.
Just because I match. Because
you match. Okay. Anyway, but I'll have to look up and see what the comps are, but I'm hoping like $100 on this one. But it's a cool shirt. I like it. I always like finding Stanley and Santa stuff. This one, this fabulous pink shirt. Let's Hone Cones.
Another one I matched.
This is a Coneheads. There you go. Coneheads t-shirt from the movie in the what was it, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really cool single stitch. It's got
crispy.
An anvil. It's pretty crispy. It's pretty crispy. An anvil t-shirt. But this is just, I love Saturday Night Live. I love the old Conehead sketch.
The old Saturday Night Live was so good.
And then they go through their phases. They have times when they're better and times when they're not. But anyway, this is just a cool promo. It says this summer coming out, Coneheads. Look at that. How cool is that, man? How cool is that? I think I paid like $25, $30 for that as well. I'll try to sell that for $100. We'll see if I can make it happen. Let's see. I did buy a few things from Waves, which I was saying is another one of the vintage shops. I paid up for a few things, but there's some stuff that I thought was really cool. Like this is like a 70s Southern Comfort OJ Comfort t-shirt. I wanted to show you, this is interesting because, we talk about like single stitch being like an indicator that something is vintage. It's a single stitch. But you'll notice in some of like the older, like later 70s, early 80s, you'll notice that they have like this really distinct like double stitching around the collar. So you can't get too stuck on like one idea of what vintage should look like. But I love the color on this. I think it's a cool t-shirt. Do I want to drink Southern Comfort and orange juice? No, I do not. Because isn't Southern Comfort like basically like a gross whiskey?
Southern Comfort, everybody has that kind of booze, right? I think we've talked about this. Everybody has that one booze that makes them smell, if you smell it and it makes you want to vomit because you were like a crazy young 20-something or teenager and drank too much and made yourself sick and now you can't even smell it. Yeah, Southern Comfort is that for me.
Is it like a whiskey? What is it?
I don't even remember.
What the heck is Southern Comfort, you guys?
It's
disgusting.
It's revolting.
But this is a great t-shirt. I think I actually paid like $40 for this, but I'll price it up. Some of this stuff, like I went to Buffalo Exchange for the first time in like months, and it seriously was completely wiped out. There was like hardly anything vintage there. I picked up 2 things, and neither one of them is all that notable. I won't even show them. And so I went down the street to Waves, and their stuff is all priced high. There's not really a whole lot of room for flipping. But I did pick up a few things that I thought I could make a little bit of money on. It's really more about having some cool stuff in my shop than it is about necessarily really big ROI. And I love this shirt. And I think I paid like $40 for it. So
I suddenly feel dehydrated. Yeah, I'm with you. Allison, that's me. My mouth is watering right now. Pre-vomit status just from the Southern Comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's my experience with it.
Now, yesterday's fits, Jesse had a couple of racks set up with like kind of clearance stuff that were all like $5 and $10. So I'm not sure if I paid $5 or $10 for this, but it's funny because I found like a few things on his clearance rack that were things that I would be super stoked to find anywhere. And one of them was this Coors International Bicycle Classic t-shirt from 1986. I love this kind of stuff. So whether I paid $5 or $10, great shirt. I sell this kind of stuff for $60, $70 and up. It's just you have to find the right buyer. And I just think that I love these old cycling t-shirts.
Jacob, I was just singing that in my mind because I just read her saying Night Train, and I was that is one of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs, by the way. And it was written because of Duff McKagan's addiction to Night Train. Booze.
And then I got think I picked this up at yesterday's Fits too. This I thought was cool because obviously it's a biker t-shirt. But if you'll notice, the biker is this guy is a black dude, and you don't really see that a whole lot on biker t-shirts. So I'll probably use some keywords like, what do they call? They have like black bike. Is it Black Bike Week or whatever it is? I think it's in California or maybe it's in Florida. I'm not really sure. Somebody in the chat probably knows. But they do have like a big event that's specifically for the African American community and bikers and stuff. So obviously that's going to be more of like a niche item with a smaller audience, but there's probably not as much of it out there. And so I think
it'd be really cool because a guy can get his shirt, have picture, you know, a t-shirt that has a better representation of himself on it with a motorcycle that.
Well, it's got the buffalo and like the lightning, which is, you know, the whole lightning buffalo thing is the huge 90s kind of biker, just 90s t-shirts in general. They always, the Harley Davidson ones that always have like the lightning stuff. But I think it's pretty cool.
We're running late already, David, so I'm just gonna.
There are no rules. Let me show my stuff. Anyway, so I think that one's pretty cool. And then no, you have to show your t-shirts. You gotta show your t-shirts. And then this is a sweet Robbie Knievel t-shirt that I picked up from. This actually came from Derek from that t-shirt haul. And this one, I think I paid $50 on this, but I think I can get a lot for it. Robbie Knievel, death-defying motorcycle jump from 1994, double-sided. This is probably one of the few things I got from this haul that made Vicki go, woo. Apparently she's a big Robbie Knievel fan.
No, I'm Evil Knievel. I like Evil Knievel.
How do you feel about his son?
Well, you know, he's not quite as cool, but
he's not quite as cool. All right, why don't you show what you got?
No, you have more.
I know, but you want to
finish up. Finish what you have. I was just telling you to not take 10 minutes on each.
I'll try not to take 10 minutes on each shirt. All right, I got from Derek. I got a bunch of these End Zone driving. I got a bunch of all over print from him. So this is a football one. That one was green. We got this football one that's blue. That's pretty sweet. Just really cool, double-sided, all over print.
What did you pay for them, and what are you going to sell
These
them for?
Ones I paid like, I think I paid like $30 to $40 a piece. What? What?
These ones.
Yeah, I can say, okay, guys, who's got the popcorn? Somebody have the popcorn? I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak. You back off. You back off, woman. These ones I paid $30 to $40 a piece for. I will try to get 100 for them. And I got another one that is basketball. And yeah, you go ahead, and I got like just a couple more, and I'll show you. I'll follow
just do them.
No, go ahead and show your stuff.
Okay, so I picked up this. This is just a vintage wrap skirt. It's batik printed fabric. So it's like a handmade skirt. I have it listed for like $75. I think I paid about $5 for it. It's just a really long maxi skirt. It's one of those one size, and you just wrap it around you, and you know, it'd fit most women. I also picked up this really, really cool dress. It's wool. It's scratchy. It actually has a couple of wool like moth holes on it, but because of the pattern, you really can't tell. This is really cool 1960s wool dress with this. It looks almost like it's a Monet print.
It's wearable art.
Dress. It is definitely wearable art, but it has a lot of moth holes on it. I'm thinking just because I didn't pay a lot for it. I paid $4 for it, but it's just a really cool with like a Peter Pan collar. I don't know. I just really liked it. You know, I hope somebody doesn't care that it's holy, and they'll want it anyway, just based on style. The other thing I picked up was this really cool vintage 70s Hawaiian wedding set. So this is the dress. It's got kind of like a halter top. It needs to have the elastic re-put inside. So I'm going to ask Crystal if she'll do that for me.
Or at least it seems like you could put like a tie in too.
Or at least a tie.
It could be like pulled tight.
Could be like a tie. That could, yeah, we'll talk about what we can do with it. And but it comes with the men's Hawaiian shirt. So it's this vintage satiny big collar wedding set. So I paid $6 for the set, and I think I can sell it for about $120. if I can fix the dress. So let's see. So these are some of the t-shirts I just wanted to show real quick that I picked up that were, that I paid 75 cents a piece for, that are these anime t-shirts. So this is Ranma and a half, I think it's called.
Don't ask me how to pronounce it.
Yeah, so we looked it up. But anyway, this is one of the more popular ones. It is a little bit of a faded graphic. These are a larger size, which is nice. You don't find a lot of vintage shirts in big sizes. These are extra large, all of them. This will probably sell for, I may have to put it in auction. This one might be a $300-400 shirt. And it's not even in fantastic shape. It just happens to be what it
they like faded. People like streetwear, they like fade. That
This
one's
is
from
the other one.
1989.
This one is actually going to go in auction as well. This one is probably going to be another $300 to $400 shirt. Yeah. Some of these are going to go in auction just because they're, I can't find the exact prints and they're harder. You know, they tend to go for more money in auction. I have several of what are called the Samurai X ones. This is one of them. That's the back. And this is the front. Again, extra large. These sell for about $200 a piece.
I feel like we're like somebody's middle-aged parents talking about their passion for anime. Now these ones are called the Samurai X.
These ones, I know.
Samurai X.
This is another one. Kenshin. This is another. This one is a $200 one as well.
Nice.
This one will sell for a little bit more. This one is probably a $250, maybe $300 one. This is also Samurai X, but it's based on the graphic. That's the back. This is the front. $200 to $300 for that one. And then this one is another Samurai X. This is another. This one is probably like just a plain $200 one. And that is it. That's all I got.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Out of control. All right, I got just a few things left. So I had bought. It was funny because there was somebody who had done a post in Casey's group. They had gotten like a mystery box for $200 or $300 for 20 t-shirts, and they actually got decent enough stuff for a mystery box. But it turned out they really didn't know anything about vintage t-shirts. But what was funny is how many people in the group were like just horrified at the thought of paying $15 a t-shirt, and like it just blew their minds. And I'm like, ooh, because I had just bought like 20 t-shirts from Derek for $800. But you got to pay up a little bit. But there was
to get some good ones.
There was one of those shirts ended up having some holes in it that he hadn't realized, so he threw in like 3 extra t-shirts. And one of them was this awesome dinosaur one that I
like that one a lot too.
Dinosaur Park. This is actually from the 80s. It's like an 80s t-shirt, T-Rex. It's just really cool. It's got the Screen Stars tag on it. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to sell it for, but I basically didn't pay anything for this. But I probably price it for like, I'll start it at like 70 and see what I can get for it. But I think it's cool. I like my T-Rex.
So Tommy, the anime t-shirts, I got those at a garage sale last weekend. It was fill a bag for $8. I got all of those plus the $400 one that I sold, plus another 4 or 5 vintage shirts that were, nothing fantastic, just like $30.
All right, I'm down to my last 3 t-shirts, but I think they're all noteworthy. If anybody in the audience knows anything about this particular t-shirt, you'll see in the back it says American Thunder. It's an all-over print, Oliver Prince. Eagle, feel the wind with all of the awesome lightning going on in the background. This is actually probably one of the better known recognizable vintage t-shirts because somebody was wearing the shirt. And these days, when somebody huge wears something, everybody freaks out. This is a shirt that Kanye West wore. And so this one actually probably goes for pretty regularly for like $150. This is a vintage 90s. I believe I paid $60 for this. Yeah, I paid $60 for this. Got it from Derek. And he actually has more of these where these came from. That guy that has like all the shirts and everything, he has like a ton of them. So, but
don't flood the market.
You'll see lots of crappy reprints of this and like that don't have the lightning on them. And it's clearly
what are you going to sell it for?
Ones. $150 at least. I'll probably price it at $200, and it should go for $150. I paid $60 for it. But you can look it up. Look this up with Kanye West.
One heck of a thrifter just said I just sold one for $165.
Yep, right there. See? So this is an awesome shirt. So I'll list it for $200. But again, this Kanye West wore it and everybody went nuts. So, but it is definitely a really cool 90s graphic.
It's a cool graphic.
So, but I definitely paid up for it. And then for the last two, this one I got from yesterday's Fits. This is G.G. Allen. If you don't know who G.G. Allen is, he was a punk rocker. He was a really gross punk rocker. I like punk rock, but he was like known for being over the top crazy at his shows. Like there's a good chance
lots of blood.
You might get blood. You might get other bodily fluids on you. And I would not have gone to one of those shows. I'm not that punk rock.
Jacob Doo-Doo flying. Yes,
exactly.
That guy.
Anyway, You Give Love a Bad Name. That was the name of one of his 80s albums. This particular shirt was printed in 1993. Now, again, I was talking about all the reprints. You go look this shirt up. There's like at least 10 listings for shitty reprints, and it's really obnoxious because I want to be able to make money on this. But I listed this. I hope I can make $100 on it. This is from 1993. It is a legit vintage. It's got a really nice all-over fade. I mean, who's going to be walking around in a crispy, brand new, I've just bought this at the freaking, I don't know, where do all the kids go to buy their stuff now?
Hot Topic.
I just went to Hot Topic and
I don't even think they go there anymore.
I know. I got my crispy,
that 90s.
I got my crispy brand new G.G. Allen shirt. Like, no, you want your G.G. Allen.
I don't even know what G.G. Allen is.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to be, nobody who's wearing a G.G. Allen shirt wants a crispy brand new G.G. Allen shirt.
No, they wanted to have,
they wanted to be faded and maybe to have some poop on it.
They wanted to have bodily fluids on it.
Maybe I should like bleed on it and stuff. Anyway, or maybe I should add something in the listing, like it has a faint smell of feces.
No, that's disgusting. You're gross. Thankfully, she washes this stuff. Sandy did say earlier, you know, I'm getting closer, leaning into the stuff because she's washed everything recently that's come in, and the stuff that comes in from Derek, he washes it before he sends it. So
yeah, he washes.
I'm not as skeeved. Her stuff isn't coming from thrift stores now. It's been pre-cleaned.
True. Anyway, so yeah, it's got a good fade on it, so I'm hoping I can get 100 for it. So, and then the last thing I have, this one I actually paid up quite a bit, mostly because I love it, and you have talked before about sometimes you buy pieces not because you're going to necessarily make any money on them, but just to elevate your store. And if you have a store like I do, where you have people who regularly come through it and you have repeat buyers, you want there to be really cool pieces that jump out, and so they can come to expect that. And so you aren't necessarily always going to make a lot of money. But this is another Stanley DeSantis. This is a sweet Star Trek original series Spock t-shirt he's saying "Child Baby" while doing his "Live Long and Prosper" hand motion. This is actually Vickie's favorite Star Trek character. She has Spock underwear. She has a Spock sleeping shirt. What? I wasn't supposed to tell him that? I'm sorry. I've completely destroyed their preconceived notions about you and the reality that you are
not in a million years.
You are gaga for Vulcans.
Yeah. Nope.
Anyway, you know, this shirt, like if you look at the comps, you know, maybe it's sold for like $100 in the past, but what's different about this one is somebody bleached it. So this is not actually how it originally came. It originally
that's a great bleach.
Yeah.
All over bleach. I thought it came like that.
It originally came just a black t-shirt, and I actually think it's really cool because it kind of makes it look like it's stars all over. So I think it elevates.
They did a really good job. I don't know how that bleach splatter is done then, because that's done really well.
I don't know. So there's nothing else like this out there.
Yeah, Beth, the reason why she can talk about my underwear live stream is because it's total bullshit. I don't own anything Star Trek. I hate everything Star Trek and Star Wars, and this has been well documented. So that, you know, technically she's not talking about my underwear because never in a million years.
Yeah, pretty much. So comps on this t-shirt, you know, it's sold for like ridiculously cheap in the past. It's sold for as much as like $100. I actually paid, this is probably the most I paid for something for the smallest ROI that I'll probably get for it. I actually paid $100 for this. But I love the shirt. I wanted it in my store.
It was worn to a G.G. Allen show. That's not bleach. Ew.
So I listed this already for $200. Also, I'm trying to elevate my Instagram account, with that sale coming up later in July. And so I want some really, really cool pieces coming through that are going to pique people's interests. So I might, the least I'll probably get for it, I hope to get for it is 150, but I have it up for 200. So again, after fees and everything, probably just going to break even on it, but that's okay because I just wanted to be able to do that for my store.
Bite your tongue, mother deals. Now we know what to get Vicki for Christmas.
Some Spock
if you
underwear.
Want to be mocked.
Come on, you'd wear it if you got some. You wouldn't wear the Spock
underwear? No, not
Come
happening.
On.
So we have about 210 people watching us live right now. If we could get a couple of thumbs up on your way out as we wrap up the show, it'd be appreciated.
Yeah. You can give me the thumbs up for me because she wants to end the show now, and I would have been happy to go for another 3 hours. So give the thumbs up for
I got shit to do.
What could have been.
All right. I got shit to do. I have work to do. I got some stuff to do.
True.
Anyway, what I wanted to say was on Wednesday's show, we're going to be doing some giveaways. Katy doesn't even know this yet, but we're going to be doing some giveaways. We have some eBay swag to give away. We actually have also some IKEA rainbow bags in honor of Pride Month. It is still Pride Month. It is June. We're going to be giving away some of those rainbow bags. And Wednesday, you guys should tune in for our Boss Up and List show.
It'd be like a full-on giveaway show. I know that Clara from List Perfectly was putting together a special vintage box just for us to give away on our show. So I'll have to reach out to her and see if it might be ready to go.
It might just be a special giveaway show on Wednesday. We might just do some chit-chatting and giving away some stuff. So
yeah, we can give away all kinds of stuff, giving away stuff left and right.
We have a lot of stuffs to give away, and we haven't had a giveaway in a long time. So we really owe you guys some good giveaway stuff.
Yeah, we're going to go crazy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We'll be back on Wednesday. And we'll be back for next Sunday, and then the Wednesday after that, and then the Sunday after that, and then the Wednesday after that, and then the Sunday after that, and then the Wednesday after that.
There may be a day off there somewhere.
You let me go a lot longer than Anyway, guys, go get some work done. We're going to get back to work. We got to get some stuff listed. We got to bring our weekend. I don't know what. I need to send some offers out, see if we can somehow squeak through this weekend with some decent sales.
This has been my worst sales weekend in probably 2 years.
Oh yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad.
It's rough.
It's real bad. Anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And that's it. Peace out.
Bye.